This isn't a tutorial, I don't know what I'm doing. It's just a diary. It is time to mend this jumper. It has a couple of holes in the sleeve. These are rat holes. You can see because of the seam, this would have been on the underneath of my arm. The rats would go in here and sit and then nibble. It makes me laugh. It's like some cartoon thing, like you're sitting in something and then eating a hole in it. So silly. Yeah, and I didn't want to mend the holes for a while because it was too sad, and now I'm going to visible mend them so that it doesn't get any worse, but also so that it's still a little reminder of the guys. They're not really holes so much as slices. There's not a lot of fabric missing. See, it's like a big kind of gap, but all the fabric is still there, so really they just need sewing together. But I think I'm going to kind of just, I don't know, go wild, cover it all in stitches. I'm going to go over the hole and then go all around it, just make it look cool, because I think that visible mending, it just always looks good anyway. So I'm just going to fill in these holes. My ugly messy mends. You can see this one was sort of a bigger hole and a smaller hole, so I just went all over the whole area to kind of close it up. And then these two were just sort of like horseshoe shaped slices, so I just went over and over to join the two sides back together again. And I think they look lovely. These were the 3 bits that I already showed you, which I don't think you can see because of the light. But then I found a whole bunch of other holes and I've mended those. So I'll just quickly show There's these ones that are kind of in the armpit. There's these ones. I really like this one where I trailed across between the two. I think that's cute. And then there was just a whole bunch of them on the other arm as well. Ugh. Got these two, and then there's a pink one in there, and then these two, and this bit further down. So now I think this doesn't have any holes in it anymore, and I really like how the little visible mends that I did look. I think that they turned out nice. And then this also has some rat holes in it. I put the flowers on the sleeves when I got the cardigan just as decoration, and I think it would make sense to use flowers to cover the holes, but these are quite close together, so I might put a flower in the middle one and then darn the other two. I'm not sure yet, but that's my next mending project. Is it just that sleeve? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just that sleeve. Yeah, this one seems fine. So, yeah, next job is these holes. But there's flowers quite close to it already, so yeah, I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna dip this in my tea. I've done green in and out in one direction. Now I will pink in the other direction. Up and down, weave it. This isn't a tutorial, I don't know what I'm doing. It's just a diary. Oh, now I'm tangled. I don't think I ever found the finished sleeve on the cardigan, so here is that. I went with just, I'm going to call it darning, even though I'm not sure if that means something specific, but that used to be 3 holes and now it's all filled in. But yeah, I went with darning, I didn't put another flower on it. It ended up much more subtle than I was expecting, but I think it looks nice. Let me see if I can show you. Get closer up. Can you see? That was a hole, that was a hole, and then that was a hole. And I went one direction with dark green and the other direction with pink. And I'm satisfied with that. Do you want to see what the inside looks like? I don't know why, maybe it's interesting. There you go. Just in case you care, that's what it looks like on the inside. The next mending, it's not really mending, what do you call it, like resizing, DIY clothes edit that I need to do, that I've been meaning to do for years and years. This hoodie, I made the sleeves longer ages ago, added this panel here on both of them, and I still never wear it just because it's a little bit too small around the hips. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna slice down the back of it and then just put another panel in, and I don't really want to mess with the hood, so I think I'm gonna cut straight down the middle and then put a triangle in so I don't have to detach where the hood is attached. So from like the seam where the hood joins will be the top point of a triangle, and then I'll make it a little bit wider so that at the bottom where it's a bit too small, the panel is the wider bit of the triangle. I think I'm going to try that. Also, I feel like I probably should machine sew that, but I don't think I'm going to. I just find hand sewing more of like a relaxing activity in its own right. So if I have something that needs sewing, it's just a good opportunity to do something that I find calming. So yeah, I'm probably going to be a little bit silly about it and hand sew it and hope it holds together okay. But if I hand sew it and it starts fraying really bad or it falls apart or whatever, I'll just slap a patch over it so it's fine. So yeah, this is my next job. Get a triangle in the back of this. I'm about to chop this and I'm going to put this in as the panel, and I can tell you now, I already regret cutting this and I haven't cut it yet. It's going to be so fluffy and annoying, but I'm quite interested in the fact that because it's a top, it has sort of the waistband section, and that I'll be able to use that as this bottom piece, and it probably will be cute. It's just going to be horrible. There's going to be little bits everywhere, but I'm just going to do it because when else am I going to use this? And I should use it for something. So I'm just gonna do it. I don't wear this thing anyway, so it doesn't really matter if I mess it up because I already am not doing anything with it. Oh man, I need some new fabric scissors. Okay, we'll get there, it's fine. Right, so I've gone up to the hood line. Let me show you. So I've cut from the bottom up to the base of the hood. So now, if I just kind of put it like this, right? And then pin another piece of fabric into that, that'll work, I reckon. I have this rectangle and I've lined it up with the piece at the bottom and just pinned there, and then I'm gonna, I don't know, pin this together and then cut off the excess, I think. Okay, I've pinned this. Frankly, I'm confusing myself, but I think I want the seams to be on the outside because I just assume it'll be more comfortable than having them on my back, and I think that this kind of works. Let me see if I can show you what I can see. I can wedge you in my lap. When I look inside here, hang on, if I... Can you see that there's like a triangle shape? So I think if I sew along where these pin lines are, it should kind of work. Okay, I think it's done. Let me do the pins up before I... Is that zoomed in? No, it's not. It's just close or something. Anyway, yeah, I think it's done. I think it's going to be all right. It might be a little bit lumpy, but that's fine. I want you to understand that I know that this is the wrong way around, and that a lot of people would think that it looks bad. I don't care. Obviously I care what things look like. I'm a human. That's a thing about us. But I think that this looks fine, and I'm more bothered in this instance about it being comfortable. And I think if this seam was on the inside of my back, I wouldn't wear the hoodie. So that's why I put it on the outside. And I think it looks kind of cool anyway. Even if it is a mess, it's fine. Look, I'll show you my messy stitching. It's a mess. It's jaggedy. The cut isn't straight. The stitching isn't straight. It's neater on the inside. This side is neater because of how I don't know how to explain it, but like which side you're working from affects how the stitches are showing. So like how this side is neater is what this one looks like on the pink, but you can't see it because it's hidden by the fluff. And if I had tried hard, I could have figured out how to hold this so that I was sewing like that on both sides so that this was neater, but my brain just struggles. Once I start sewing and I realise that I'm on the wrong way around, I find it difficult to reverse it. So I was just like, I don't mind if it looks scruffy, so I'm just going to go with it. Yeah, and you can see that like if you're interested in doing something like this and you think, oh, but that looks really scruffy, I don't like it, on the inside, whereas if you were doing it how people would normally do it, look, See how that looks nice and tidy and neat? This would typically be the outside. So you'd put your two pieces together, you'd sew them up, and then you'd turn the thing back inside out or the right way around, and it would look nice and tidy and nice. But this nice, tidy, nice, smooth is going to be against my body. I'm going to try it on. Let's see how it hangs. I haven't tried it on since I actually started sewing it together, so hopefully it's not just so wonky that it's uncomfortable anyway. Where are you? Can you see me? How does it look? It feels fine. It actually feels fine. I'm kind of surprised. Ah, yeah, and it's nice and it's not all tight around the bottom anymore. Oh, how does it look, guys? Because it feels really good. I'm so pleased with this. I hope it doesn't look really stupid, because it feels good. Now I have a hoodie. Now I have a zip-up hoodie. I would like it to be a little bit longer in the body, but I'm just going to settle now. I'm not going to add a band around it. I think I've done enough. Look at all this. It was worth it, but ugh. Ugh.